The Multnomah County Auditor's Office conducted a performance audit of Multnomah County Animal Services. This segment is part of our video report. You can find other segments of our report by visiting our website. We found that Animal Services needs to significantly improve shelter operations to protect animal health and safety. In this segment, we will talk about shelter staffing because having enough staff helps protect animal health and safety. We use the Association of Shelter Veterinarians Guidelines for Standards of Care in Animal Shelters to assess staffing. Based on the guidelines, we looked at whether there were enough work hours to make sure that animals' daily basic needs were met, and we analyzed whether there was enough staffing to make sure that critical services, such as medical exams, were delivered promptly. We found that Animal Services needs to improve staffing to care for the animals in its shelter. Shelter employees appeared extremely dedicated. They repeatedly told us the shelter did not seem to have enough staff, which negatively affected animal care. The employees described the situation as difficult because it meant they could not give animals the quality care they wanted to provide. Staffing data confirmed this feeling. We compared estimated employee hours for feeding and cleaning to the national guideline. The chart here shows a 2-month snapshot of our analysis. The green line on the chart shows the estimated hours spent on cleaning and feeding at the Animal Services shelter. The total hours needed, based on the national guideline, are shown in the blue line. We found that an average of 18 additional hours would have been needed per day to meet the staffing guideline for cleaning and feeding. Animal Services relies on both paid employees and volunteers, whose service includes caring for foster animals in their homes and working in the shelter. For example, shelter management had assigned responsibility for animal enrichment to volunteers. We found that volunteers appeared to have inconsistent hours. Days without enough volunteer hours could negatively impact animal health. When we looked at whether the shelter provided critical medical or behavioral services on time, we found that medical exams generally appeared to occur when expected, but behavior assessments did not. One reason for the delay in providing behavior assessments appeared to be that the shelter did not have sufficient resources for behavioral care. Behavioral health and physical health are closely linked. While the shelter's animal health unit focused on caring for the animal's physical well-being, it did not have clear responsibility for the animal's behavioral health, and the shelter did not have a separate behavioral health unit. Without a behavioral health unit, Animal Services had provided for some behavioral care needs through its animal care unit. This unit had the behavioral health responsibility of assessing cat and dog behaviors, but was also responsible for tasks like cleaning and feeding and adoption counseling. Due to apparent understaffing, animal care staff members have been pulled away from providing behavior assessments to perform their other duties. Delays in providing behavior assessments were a problem because assessments have to take place before an animal can move to the adoption site of the shelter. So any delay in receiving a behavior assessment can extend the amount of time the animal will be at the shelter. And the longer animals are at the shelter, the greater their risk of developing physical and behavioral problems. Based on our evaluation of shelter staffing, we recommend that Animal Services should comprehensively study total staffing needs and advocate to the Board of County Commissioners for increased staffing as necessary to help protect the health of the animals in shelter care, including increasing staffing for cleaning and feeding to meet National Animal Care and Control Association guidelines, and ensuring adequate staffing to provide the shelter's animals with daily enrichment and consistently prompt behavioral health care. We also recommend that the Board of County Commissioners should provide Animal Services with the funding to increase staffing as needed to meet minimum national standards for providing care to shelter animals. Thank you for viewing this segment. You can find other segments of our report by visiting our website.